it then on trading hour on that note. Fino Payments Bank is on our radar. The company reported a good set of Q2 numbers with over a 35% growth in the net profit on a quarter-on-quarter basis. The total income has seen a growth of 5% sequentially. The stock has gained close to about 3.5% in early trade, reacting to the numbers. We're now joined by Rishi Gupta, MD and CEO of Fino Payments Bank. Rishi, morning, and thanks so much for joining in. You know, the last time we spoke, you indicated H1 is going to be strong for the company. Could you give us a sense of how H2 is going to be? What are the growth rates that you are looking at, the customer addition, the growth in your own channel as well as third party? Give us some numbers for the second half.
Good morning to you and to your viewers. The Q2 has been good, as we mentioned in the last call. We believe H2 will be stronger than Q2 also. We expect the numbers to grow from here. We expect our API business, which is at about 34% right now, to remain around the same level. It has gone down from 36 to 34. Our own business has gone up from 62% to 64%. So that's a good move. Our operating leverage or operating cost has also come down from 30% to 25% if I look at an year-on-year basis. We expect a good quarter H2 from here. Our customer ownership has gone up to 7.5 lakh accounts and now contributes 18% of the overall revenue for us. We expect the numbers to grow further from here. This has been a substantial jump on customer ownership from 6.2 lakhs to 7.5 lakhs in this quarter. We expect the strategy which the company adopted, building up the transaction business, and on top of it, adding the ownership over the last couple of years, that has started to give good results. We expect the momentum to continue. Our CMS business, which is a large distribution network which we have created, we are seeing nearly 161 corporates now using our payment infrastructure, which is there. That number itself has grown by 92% on a year-on-year basis and now contributes 8%. Looking at the growth, both on the transaction business, the ownership business, we expect a good H2. We expect the margins to further go up, our net profit margins to further go up in H2 as well.
Okay, so this is interesting. You're saying that the customer ownership has gone up and now you have about 7.6 lakh accounts. You know, the last time we had spoke to you, you had also said that repeat customers on digital transactions have gone up. Now it's at around 65%. Just take us through what is the trend. Are you seeing more of repeat customers? If yes, what kind of growth do you see in customer ownership itself? I mean, you said that the numbers will move up, but any kind of targets that you would have for the full year?
Yeah, so in H2, in Q2, we did 7.5 lakh accounts for the quarter. So in total, we have 60 lakh accounts as such. Nearly 40% of those accounts are now transacting on the digital ecosystem, and digital now contributes 17% of our overall throughput, which was about in the single-digit number if I look at a year-on-year basis. We expect the customer ownership number to move up from 7.5 lakhs in Q2 to a higher number in H2 on an average basis. We also expect the digital throughput, which is nearly more than 10,000 crores on a quarter, to further go up as people are using UPI and other handles to build on the digital ecosystem. Fino also has launched its Fino Payments, Fino Pay app, and that app is also now gaining more ground. So both in terms of ownership as well as digital throughput, we should see a growth as such. On a number basis, I can't give you exact numbers, but we should see a good growth in both the numbers in H2 as well, which should lead to a higher revenue as well as a higher PAT margins.
Your PAT margins are 4.5%, I think, in Q2. How much could it increase to, and what will be the driver?
So on the guidance side, on PAT margin, we should be above 6% in Q4 is what our target is.
And the drivers?
And the drivers for that obviously is the ownership strategy, which is there. Normally our H2 is more than H1. It's somewhere H1 is about 45 to 47% of the overall revenue for the year. So we expect a strong H2 on basis of that. The ownership as well as the transaction volumes and the growth we have seen in the month of October gives us the confidence that Q3 and Q4 should be good for us as we move forward in the 2 quarters.
You know, you did mention to us that the customer ownership will move up further and the number of customers, but are you also seeing an average ticket size increase, especially in the rural markets? Because you had indicated to us the last time around that rural penetration for you is growing and I'm sure there's a big untapped market over there. Just trying to understand, because payments as the payment platforms, that scope is improving quite a bit, especially in the rural markets. So just trying to understand, over the next 1 to 2 years, will the average ticket size go up in certain products? Has it already? And what about rural penetration for you?
So on the rural penetration, we are already at 94% covered on the districts. Having said that, we believe there is enough and more penetration which we can do on the distribution level. We have 12.2 lakh merchants. Our target is to reach 20 lakh merchants in the next 2 to 3 years. So both rural penetration will go up, and you should see sizable numbers coming up in the next couple of years on that. On the spends particularly, we have seen there is a roughly a 10% jump on the debit card average transaction spend vis-a-vis last year. And we expect that number should be more or less at the same levels. On the cash withdrawal businesses, the numbers are more or less at the range of about 28 to 3,000 rupees per transactions. Our CMS per transaction throughput has gone up substantially as we are adding more industries into the CMS business per se. In fact, you had asked me in terms of what is the CASA renewal percentage as such. So we have seen a 1.5x growth on our CASA renewal income on a Y-on-Y basis. So both that annuity income which we are getting on the CASA as well as the new accounts which we are adding is substantially adding to our margins, because these are high margin, high growth products for Fino.
Just one more. Can you give us an indication of what the sustainable customer account increase could be? Current quarter is 7.5 lakh. What could that number be on a sustainable basis going ahead, according to you?
So on an average, we are adding about 2.5 lakh accounts per month from nearly 1.25 to 1.5. If I look at from the last year, our expectation is somewhere between 3 to 3.5 lakh accounts would be a sustainable number if we go forward into the next year, which is FY24.
Okay, all the best. Thanks a lot for joining in, and have a great second half of the year. That's Fino Payments Bank, up almost about 3% right now. Just wanted to mention, a lot of banks are now hitting fresh 52-week highs. So there's Bank of Baroda, Union Bank, Canara Bank, Indian Bank, Karur Vysya, the whole lot is sitting at fresh 52-week highs. So don't lose sight of the Bank Nifty. Big move is what is taking place over there. We'll do one thing. We'll take a quick commercial break on Trading Hour. But when we come back, Manisha Gupta will be joining in to give us a quick update on all that's happening in the world of commodities. Stay tuned.